quick turnaround. Is that something which the players and you as the management team quite enjoy, because you can quickly get back on and deal with anything which might have cropped up?
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're going well, just keep it sort of rolling on, hopefully. Doesn't give you a lot of time in between to look at things too thoroughly, so you've got to be sort of ahead of the game. But it helps when you're winning. You know, and teams say, you know, it's always good to get the next game if they're losing as well. But for us, it's good. We've got to try and keep things moving along, and you know, see how best we can next outwit the opponents.
Momentum is always a key thing, and actually, as you talk about with getting a win, how important that is, and then you can keep it rolling and rolling. Yeah,
we're in a good run at the minute, good vein of form. We've won games in a number of different ways, so we want to keep that going. The lads are in a good place. You know, it's a good club to be around at the minute. So you know, we've got to keep that positive vibe going, keep the messages the same, and hopefully the performances will match that as well.
After Saturday's game, Michael Duff was talking about actually having different approaches to different matches, and how easy is that to quickly change it so that you don't get stuck into the same way of playing?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got a certain way of playing. You don't want to deviate too much from it. It's just little things here and there, both in and out of possession. So, you know, if you keep changing too much, then you're going to confuse the players. So we've tried to go away from that, obviously. The players are quite clear what they need to do, and you know, they've done it very well. So, you know, we're all pleased with that at the minute. But as you know, in football, you're only as good as your next game.
And Macclesfield, what kind of particular things do they present you with in terms of challenges and perhaps opportunities that you can look at? Because with this short turnaround, haven't got a huge amount of time to try and practice specific things.
Yeah, well, we've seen them a few games of them, so we've sort of been ahead of the game. And when you're sort of watching other teams, you can have half an eye on what, you know, future opponents are going to be like as well. So the good side, Macclesfield, yeah, they've you know, they're not the Macclesfield that were languishing obviously near the bottom last year for long periods. It looks like they like to play. They've got a certain way of playing and a set way, which is good. So they've made a few changes in the summer, and they're on a good run as well. So it's going to be I think it'll be an entertaining game on Tuesday night. So obviously we're going to concentrate on ourselves largely, but going to have half an eye on them as well.
Do you run the risk of a little bit of exhaustion, you know, sort of putting so much effort in and then that quick turnaround, or actually the way that the togetherness of the squad as well, and actually they don't seem to mind perhaps if they, okay, I've got to take a break here because I'm just getting tired from, you know, having these quick turnarounds?
Well, when you're winning, that helps. You know, players all of a sudden are a lot fitter and you know, can keep going, so that does help. The spirit, as I said, the spirit's good. There's a lot of smiles on people's faces and there's a lot of hard work. So it's a case of keeping things ticking along. Momentum. We know we will have a look at how players are in a bit, but I wouldn't imagine there'd be too many wanting to come out of the team at the minute, because you know, everyone's performing really well. So, and it's a credit to the players that are not in as well, because they're all behind everybody and they're ready to come in as well. As you've seen with the, you know, we make substitutions or one or two changes, things haven't changed massively in terms of how we play. So, you know, we're quite happy with how things are going, but you know, we're not going to rest on our laurels.
Michael also spoke after the game about defence and a real focus of that over the past couple of weeks. And okay, a couple of glitches on Saturday, but in general, are you happy with how that's doing? And obviously, defence so important in order to try and make sure you keep this unbeaten run or winning streak going.
Yeah, well, we always look at defending as a team, attacking as a team. Everybody's involved in both sides of it, so we'll keep that going. And obviously you do work on things in isolation, but when you bring it all together, it's important everyone knows what they're doing, both sides of the game. And I think, you know, at the minute the cohesion's good in both sides of the way we play, and so yeah, it's good, and you know, people are, you know, looking as if they're all singing off the same sheet. Any
niggles, any injury worries at all?
Don't think so. Like I said, if people are, they'll be, you know, they look after themselves now. They're pretty good players. The game's moved on, hasn't it? So they look after themselves really well. Detail from the medical staff is good. So, you know, everything will be, you know, no stone left unturned to make sure they're all right. So I think they're all fine.
And it was a decent crowd that went with you on Saturday, and then when you come back home again, even though it's a Tuesday night, you must be hoping that there's going to be, you know, a decent amount of support for you.
I thought the crowd were fantastic Saturday. It was like a home game. And you know, they all seemed together, and you know, they were very vocal. When the goals went in, they were really good, especially the second one.
I was going to say, yeah, Reggie's on the response to that.
They were really good, and it's I'm sort of going back a number of years now when I was in an away crowd like that, back to our days of playing. So, they were right behind us, and hopefully there's a little crew there that are going to drag a few along with them, and that's going to build, I think, which is good. So well done to the fans, and thanks for their support. Team
morale is good.
Yeah, all around really. All around the club. I think it's we're obviously performing quite well so far. The crowd are buying into it. The whole staff in the club seem good. So it's like I said earlier, it's a good club to be around at the minute. So we've just got to make sure that results obviously can keep that going.
Might be something which the media make more of, but El Clasico, just 10 days away. And does that ever get into the back of your mind? You think there is this local derby, which we all love the local derbies. Do you think about that at all, and just think about how you might end up doing because you want momentum and you want to have your best players, or is that just another game?
Yeah, not thought about it at all. We've got our games up on the board, and it's always the next one, tick them off. Who's the next one? Let's tick them off. And that's all you can concentrate on. You can't look too far ahead. Things might change. So we'll have a look at them obviously in the build up to that week. But it's one that's on the horizon, but we're not focusing on that at the minute.